What's up, Mr. Producer? What did you say? Elise Stefanik, representative from New York. How are you?
Good. How are you, Mark?
I am doing great, and I hope you are as well. Now, I know you serve on this very, very special and important committee that is going to investigate the Biden crime family and what's been going on with this administration and so forth. But I understand already you're not getting cooperation in the House. Is that correct?
Well, it is correct, Mark, but I will tell you, House Republicans will leave no stone unturned. And let's take a step back. This will be some of the most important work of the House Republican majority in this Congress. And here's why. You talk to the American people across this country, and they fundamentally believe, rightfully so, that there are two sets of rules. One, if your last name is Clinton or Biden and you're a well-connected, high-profile Democrat, and you're part of the swamp, you can commit crimes and it's brushed under the rug. On the other hand, if you're a hardworking, patriotic American who's innocent, the federal government has been weaponized against you. We see that again and again. The purpose of this select committee is to follow the facts and find the truth, to shine sunlight, to bring transparency and ultimately accountability, and I believe legislative reforms. Agencies that I'm focused on are the Department of Justice and the FBI, and the list is quite lengthy in the abuses and weaponization that we've seen from these agencies. I, of course, was very active in the unconstitutional impeachment proceedings and was one of the leaders when it came to showing the importance of congressional oversight of these agencies who have run afoul of the fact that they report to Congress and the American people, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm. Now, this special committee you all have set up, is it going to have what is the makeup of it? How many Republicans to Democrats? Do you know?
There are 12 Republicans. There are 9 Democrats. The Democrats have yet to be appointed. The Republicans have been appointed, and it's within the Judiciary Committee, but it's a select committee, so we have subpoena power. And the Republicans intend to use it. We will follow the facts and, as I said, leave no stone unturned. And you have really heavy hitter oversight leaders, whether it's Jim Jordan, Darrell Issa, who, of course, was the oversight chair when we uncovered the Fast and Furious scandal, when we uncovered the IRS targeting of conservative organizations. And I wanted to be on the committee, and I'm honored to be on the committee based upon the work that I've done, whether it was uncovering from a mid-level DOJ official, Mark. It was my questions that led to the realization that the White House solicited the letter that it used to justify going after parents as domestic terrorists. That was my questioning of a mid-level DOJ official in an open hearing unrelated to the subject matter, but it's important to conduct robust oversight and then follow up with document requests and appropriate subpoenas.
It's obvious to me, Elise Stefanik, it's obvious to me that if Garland could have covered up the entire front end of the Biden document issue, he would have. And he covered it up as long as he could. They had 2 discoveries of documents. The first one on November 2nd. They were alerted about it November 4th. Then this December 20th at Biden's garage. And then, of course, on January 12th, which I guess caused him to appoint a special counsel, because what the hell else could he do? But I think he was trying to cover it up, not just through the election. He was going to kill the whole damn thing, I think, until more documents were bleeding through. What do you think?
Well, certainly these agencies are absolutely guilty of trying to cover up, which is why they're stonewalling, which leads to your first question you asked me. Are we seeing these agencies in the Biden administration stonewall? Yes, we are, because they are afraid when the truth comes out. But fundamentally, Mark, we have a constitutional duty as members of Congress. We have oversight over these agencies that are funded with taxpayer dollars. And when there are government abuses and the federal government is weaponized against the American people, there is nothing more important for Congress to do than assert that constitutional responsibility. And it's not just the, documents that the Biden administration is trying to cover up. Look at the cover-up that was going to happen if the Twitter files were not put out publicly. The fact that the FBI paid over $3 million and had numerous, including weekly, standing meetings with Twitter to suppress free speech, to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop story, that by definition is a form of election meddling by not allowing facts out there. And this was, well reported, well researched by the New York Post. But now we know, because of Elon Musk and new leadership at Twitter, that there were crimes committed paid for by the U.S. taxpayers through these corrupt federal agencies. So again, sunlight is an important antidote when there's government abuse, and that's what we're going to focus on, getting to the truth, and that leads to accountability, and that leads to legislative reforms.
Are you folks concerned about how the FBI, working with the January 6th committee, actually took Scott Perry's cell phone from him and are investigating individual state legislatures and so forth? I mean, anybody might be upset with the challenges to the election and so forth, but the idea that a grand jury led by a Democrat appointed by Biden is investigating state legislatures, they really don't belong there, Representative. If there's somebody committed bribery, that's one thing, but this is a whole other story.
Well, the list is lengthy of the FBI's crimes and significant weaponization against the American people and against prominent Republicans. But it also, if they can do that against a sitting elected official, they can do it against any American. And certainly that is going to be part of our investigation. Let's start with going back to 2016. You had the FBI director who, based on my questioning of him in an open hearing, admitted that he did not follow proper protocol, and he refused to brief Congress when he made the decision to open an investigation and spy on the Trump campaign. You had a FISA application that was illegal, conducted by the FBI and Department of Justice. You had, again, the targeting of parents, which was solicited by the White House, the justification they used to go after these parents who were concerned about their kids' education, rightfully so. You have the FBI working directly with Democrats on the January 6th committee to go against their top political opponents, i.e. Republicans. And you have, for example, the FBI raiding Mar-a-Lago on one hand.
Can I hold you over briefly?
Yes.
All right. We're talking to Elise Stefanik. You were a prosecutor at some point, madam?
I was not, Mark. I was not.
Maybe you should have been. You're pretty good. We'll be right back.